All right, so this is going to be a completely raw and unedited video talking about my journey through life, where I currently am right now, how I got here, everything that's been going on. And this is going to be unedited and raw, like I said, so if I mess up and talk, oh well, that's just how it's going to be. I want this to be authentic. But I really wanted to start out, I guess, introducing myself. If you don't know me, my name's Gabriel. I recently moved out of my hometown in Maine to Florida to find myself. This was now 3 months ago. And so I guess I could start out saying what got me to come out here and move away from my family. And so at this point last year, I was very lost in life. I was going through a bunch of stuff. I had started a business in Maine 3 years ago called Visionfinity, which is now a marketing agency for construction companies. I originally started it just, for my love with content creation, and I was just trying to figure out how I can make money with a camera. So that led me to doing construction marketing. But what ended up happening was on top of, I also went through a very rough breakup at this point last year. So there was a lot of things that basically hit me at once. But I guess with the business, it was the fact that it took me a while to get to that point, but I figured out that that's not really what I wanted to do. But at this point last year, I didn't know that. I just knew that something didn't feel right where I was at in Maine doing it. And so basically what happened was, on top of being going through a breakup and trying to figure out the business thing, I was also in the worst, I guess, I don't even know how you would say this, or I basically wasn't healthy at all. And so I was 165 pounds, wasn't taking care of myself, and so I decided that that's not going to happen anymore. So I set out a workout plan, which was to work out 6 days a week, no matter what, get in the gym, and I don't care if I'm tired, whatever it is, you're going in there and you're going to work out. And so that's exactly what I did. And now I'm a year into this. Now I really love bodybuilding. But that discipline right there of doing it tired did not matter, like get it done, really brought me to find myself. And even though I was lost in Maine at this point, I still... I would show up every day for myself, and that kind of led me to the point where I figured out towards the end of the year that this is not what I want to do. Meaning, wherever I am right now in Maine, I was in Sanford, Maine. This is not what I want to do. This is not where I want to be. And so I had that gut feeling of you need to move and you need to go and figure it out. So that is literally what I did. So in March, I can't even remember, it was end of March. I have 2 family members over here. I have an aunt in Ocala. I might be pronouncing that wrong, I'm sorry. And my father moved to Leesburg, it's a year and a half ago maybe now. And so I told my dad this and my mom, and I'm like, I'm not happy where I am right now, I'm lost. I need to move to Florida and I need to figure it out. So in the end of March, I basically went to my dad's for a week, and I went apartment hunting, and I found this awesome place in Central Florida. It is in Orlando, in Baldwin Park. But I basically had a week to try and find a place, and luckily I found this place. I had an awesome landlord. I'm so glad I landed this place. I feel like I'm very fortunate to where I am. But this is unedited, so I'm trying to kind of regain my thoughts here. So, yeah, I basically moved here on a limb. I had no plan. I just knew that I needed to come here and figure myself out. So I moved down here, I think maybe 2 weeks after I was with my dad, something like that. Within 2 weeks, I packed up all my stuff and I drove here. And so the original plan, the only plan that I had, was that I want to try and move Visionfinity to where it was in Maine to down here in Central Florida and kind of restart it. And so now what's happening is that these last 3 months I've had a complete mindset change, and that's definitely the fact of like moving to a new area, literally like working out like I'm still working out 6 days a week, like I'm still sticking to that routine, but moving to this area where I had to force myself to figure out what it is that I want to do has really changed my train of thought, if that even makes sense. I'm sorry, again, this is unedited. Basically my mindset, like where I'm at, what I want to do, my passion, all of that. So what I found out was that maybe a month or so in, I was hardcore pushing Visionfinity, but I genuinely like didn't like doing it. And in Maine, I genuinely liked it. Like I liked going out to film for businesses and helping them brand. But over here, I got a different feeling. And so that feeling started to be the fact that I was using my creativity, using my creativity, I don't even know if that makes sense. Using my creativeness, I'm going to say, to basically brand for other people and help them market. Something in my head didn't click with that anymore. And so now I basically am transitioning out of that because I had this whole thing of I'm going to move down here and I'm going to make this a huge marketing agency. And I figured out that that's not what I want to do anymore. And so through that whole process, now I'm in the process of trying to be a content creator, which I always have been. And I've literally, I've been filming since I was like 8 years old. Like, I started a YouTube channel with my dad's camera, with a stupid little Sony camera, and like maybe it shot 480p. But I've literally always had a passion for content creation. I've always liked being behind the camera. I've always liked doing funny stuff and entertaining things. And so, yeah, that whole process of like, all right, I don't like to film for other people. I like to film for myself. And that really came from that whole me working out, because right before I left Maine, I started filming my gym progress. And I was making videos with myself with, I don't even think I was using my professional camera. I was using my iPhone. And I started editing this for myself, and I'm like, oh my God, like, I love this. Like, why did I stop creating content for myself? So I moved down here and I started doing that more. I started posting every day my journey. And then that first month I had a little bit of a break because I was really forcing myself to push Visionfinity, which I realized, of course, now that that's not what I really want to do. And so I'm like, oh my God, like now I'm thinking, why did I stop creating content for myself? So now that is where I'm at. Like now I've found out that like that is what I love to do. I don't even care if I'm getting paid to do it. Like I genuinely love being behind a camera and hitting record and filming myself, whether that be the workouts, entertaining things. Like I genuinely love the whole thing behind content creation. Always have. And my biggest thing was that I think it was high school year, because I've been filming since I was 8, and I've literally filmed, God, like I had a YouTube channel, I had a gaming channel, and so I've been filming ever since then. And what kind of got me out of that point was I had numerous people telling me that I wasn't going to really get anything out of doing that other than just being entertaining, and like basically I can't get a career out of that. You need to focus on other things. So mistakenly I listened, and so I stopped chasing my passion and I threw it away to basically go to college, try and get that degree, and try and find a stable job, all of that stuff. Which I had numerous jobs that I tried. A lot of it was restaurant work. But I landed this really, really great job, and it was a great career path at the Portsmouth Naval Shipyard. And that's really when all of this changed for me in general. Like I had like that, I stuttered there, but like that life switch of what I wanted to kind of pursue. Great job. I was going to make a very good salary, and like after the first couple years I was there, like I was on track to do very well. I was doing very well there. And so what happened was I got put on a certain shift that was not only during the day there that I'm a hard worker, and so a lot of the times I felt during the day that like I got all my work done in about 2 hours, maybe, sometimes even an hour, and like literally the rest of the time there I had to find stuff to do, and that was hard for me. But when I got put on second shift there was almost no work at all. Like I was at my whole job was basically moving material around. So I got put on a desk job, hypothetically, because there was no work for me to do really on second shift. Like I would maybe do 2 things a week. And so I tried to be proactive, and I tried to organize things. I tried to help other people out. And I got a phone call one night telling me that I need to stop trying to find, literally, I need to stop being proactive and trying to find things to do to help. And I need to sit there at that desk and wait until work comes to me. Like I cannot move out of that desk. So that night, I remember hit me. And as a young kid who is a hard worker and likes to stay busy and all of that stuff, that really weighed down on me a lot. That whole job in general weighed down on me a lot before, especially being around people who just like, it's very soulless there. And so it was very hard for me to work there in that condition anyway. But that right there drew the line. Like I got that phone call, and I basically remember going home to my girlfriend at the time, crying. It was very hard for me because I realized that, like, am I actually about to do this for the rest of my life? Am I actually about to spend my Monday through Friday 9 to 5 basically not happy where I'm at 40 hours a week, doing work that I honestly didn't like at all. And so anyway, that's where it hit me. Literally that next week, I was sitting down there at the desk trying not to lose it, and it hit me I was just like, I don't even know what brought this up, but like it popped up in my head. I'm like, cameras. Like, I don't even know what I was doing. Like I said, again, unedited video, so this is all raw. I basically got that thought in my head of a camera, and maybe it was, I don't know what I was thinking of, but it popped up in my head, camera. So that night there, I'm sitting there at work, and I'm like, oh my God, why am I not filming anymore? And then I got back to oh yeah, because I was told this wasn't going to be a career, and then I really need to focus on a career that makes sense and all of that stuff. So I came to the point where I'm like, okay, I'm an adult now, so I'm going to make my own decisions from here on out. And I mean, I was before, but this is like a big adult decision that I made. I'm going to go all in on this camera thing. And I, at the time, didn't know what it was. I was like, I need to figure out what it is. I need to figure out how I'm going to make money through this. A lot of people in the world are obviously making money through this. Why can't I? So it was at that night, I left for break. I went to my car, and I called my friend Eric, who was in my film class, and I had pitched him this idea. I'm like, dude, it was pretty late. It was maybe late in my eyes. It was like 9 o'clock, 9 or 10. I think I texted him first. I'm like, yo, if you got a minute, we need to chat. I got this idea. So I eventually called him up, and I told him, I'm like, I basically have this idea on starting a business with a camera, and I don't know where it's going to go. I don't know how we're going to do it, but I want to pursue it. I'm all in. And so he was all in too. He's like, yeah, he's like, I'm down. He's like, I haven't picked up a camera in a while. I'm like, I haven't either. So that's exactly what we did. So I think we both probably put in like about $2,000. We bought like basic camera equipment and went around basically doing real estate stuff. It was literally anything to just make $1 with the camera and to try and figure out a business model through it. So I put in my 2 weeks at the shipyard, and I got absolute hate from it. Family members, friends thought it was probably the worst decision that I've ever made in my life, and they're like, you're dumb. And I'm like, cool, I don't care. I'm going to go do it anyway. So I left, and that's what I did. I worked 2 to 3 part-time jobs at the time while I was working on Visionfinity with Eric. And so it came to a point where Eric decided he wasn't interested in being involved in this anymore, so we kindly split ways, and I was now 100% running Visionfinity. So that's when I went full in on construction companies. I had a buddy from high school reach out. That's kind of how it all started, because at first we were just filming literally anything, and then he's like, hey, do you film construction videos? So ever since he texted me that, I started filming strictly construction, like builders, excavation, paving, bunch of trade companies. And I liked it. I thought it was cool. But I had a very hard breakup, like I said. And just like while trying to run that, it was like everything hit me at once. Like, okay, that's just not what I want to do. So I guess that's how I got here, was really trying to figure out if that's what I wanted to do. And so now I've realized that that's not what I want to do. I want to film myself. But that's kind of how I got to this point. And so I'm trying to figure out now what else there would be. But that's been my story through content creation and how I've come to terms with actually finding my passion. Like, I've always been behind the camera. Whatever I've done in life, I've literally always resorted back to the camera. And it's like, all right, that is what I need to do. And now I know through moving here that like what I need to do is content creation for myself. And I genuinely love the fitness lifestyle side of content creation. There's other things too that I like, but mainly I want to try and stick with that. I genuinely love it. But I basically wrote down the goals for the rest of this year, saying like I need to post twice a day. I need to start posting on YouTube more. I need to start hammering down on getting serious with this stuff because I genuinely love doing it. And I am grateful I started Visionfinity because what I'm doing now is I'm working for 2 to 3 other marketing companies, strictly editing their videos. So I'm working with Visionfinity on the, I guess, full time, but it's allowing me to pursue what I want to do with my building a personal brand with my content creation. So I'm super happy that that's how everything's working right now. And I cannot wait to see where this goes. But the 3 months that I've been to Florida has been the absolutely best. That didn't even make sense. I'm sorry. That has been the absolute best decision that I've ever made in my life, was moving here and figuring it out. Like, I have had so many instances where I've just like, it just popped in my head, like all these things. I'm like, oh, why didn't I think of this before? But it wasn't because, it wasn't until I moved here where I figured that out. So I've made some great relationships since I've been here. I'm still meeting new people. I genuinely love being here. The energy here is so great. I just absolutely love it. I'm so glad I moved here. I do miss my hometown. I obviously will visit. I miss my family and my friends. But this is definitely where I need to be. I'm so glad I trusted my gut decision on this. This was the best decision that I've ever made. And so now my focus is content creation, bodybuilding. Absolutely love bodybuilding. I'm on a cut right now currently. And so we're going to see where this goes. But I need to start posting on YouTube more. Need to focus on content creation. So this is me putting myself out there, holding myself accountable now online. So we're going to see where this goes. But I will try to do more update videos like this because I think that it is very important for me to just document my life in general, knowing what's going on, and just holding myself accountable in general for everything that's happening. So yeah, I'm super excited.